Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Knuston Farm, where I'm not even kidding you. After I'm gonna have to move my microphone a bit. There we go. After I was doing the well, as I was finishing the windrowing, no word of a lie, I got a call from the garden centre. You can see it's highlighted in blue there. They've had a bit of a rush on compost of late, and they're willing to pay me now €1,411 per 1,000 litres. So I'm obviously going to start transporting compost today instead of doing the instead of doing the foraging that I was supposed to be doing. It is unplanned, yes, but I'm going to washing machine my way down there, and I'm gonna take advantage of this. I'm selling off all the compost, all of it, because I want to get, and this is more for convenience sake than anything else. I want to get a what's the word for it? Conveyor belt onto the farm. Why do I want a conveyor belt? The conveyor belt is gonna be for compost. And so I'm selling compost to make selling compost easier. Yes. The conveyor belt will also be able to handle the grass, so it'll make loading up the compost master just that little bit easier when I'm after doing all the grass fields, and I have a giant pile of grass in the meadow, and it's by the farm, the one that I cleared out in the last video. So yeah, that's actually perfect timing, really, because while I did want to do the foraging today, I do want to get a bit of extra cash in, and I'm not going to complain about, what, €20,000 a load, roughly. We'll find out in a moment. Now, just out of character real quick, I was not kidding. I was finishing up the windrowing and the little notification appeared. Great demand for compost soil at garden centre. Which, yes, is still German. I haven't edited the name at all. Oops. I will in any maps that I actually release as well. I did it in 2 sections there, didn't I? So I don't get a good idea of exactly how much I'm getting. So there is compost left in the compost master, which means we will get, I don't know if we'll quite get another load, but we will get a bit more. It was actually about 20,000 because I was on minus 42,000 before. Now I'm on minus 22,000. I'm probably going to be working close into the night tonight to get all the grass off the fields, because tomorrow is going to be our harvest. And I will do a sped up video of the foraging, and then do a special extra long video on Friday? Yes, Friday, for the beet harvest. No particular reason, I just want to do an extra long video. And out of character real quick, after that I am going to take a week's break, primarily because it is currently Sunday. This is going up on Tuesday, so I'm kind of cutting it tight. I'm going to take a week's break for Christmas. A week or so. I'll be back in the new year, I promise. But I just want to take some time to myself to play, Assetto Corsa, iRacing. I've taken a wrong turn. Assetto Corsa, iRacing, Just Cause, because, well, Just Cause. And just kind of relax a bit, because it might sound like I've been kind of slacking a bit, but I've been pretty much rushed off my feet of late, trying to get the videos ready and done and all of that. I just want to take a bit of a break, and I know I'm just after coming back from a break, but that was a necessary break. This one's more of a casual, I just want to have some time to myself for a while break. And I will do some work on Donetsk while I'm gone. I did a small bit of work the other day, and yeah, stuff will still get done. I just won't be making videos for a week or so, because I do want to take some time over Christmas to just spend it with family and relax, and maybe visit a couple of friends if I can get that arranged as well. So back into character we go. So we're making good money. I'm not going to complain if the garden centre's got a Russian compost and didn't think ahead to, order it from somebody else. I think they knew I had a little stockpile here, so they'll be good for a couple of days at least. I might just wait until they're running low again and decide to offer me another great demand to sell the major stockpile that I'll have after all the foraging, because that will be a big stockpile. I just want to get the conveyor belt set up right now so that it's a bit easier to do everything else. The fun's going to come with the beet harvest, because that beet harvester that I do have is tiny. I have heard in the past people have used Grimme Maxtrons, I think it is. The big Grimme self-propelled harvesters, and they get 4 or 5 fills, and they're like 50,000 litres a piece. My beet harvester is slightly smaller than that, and you may have seen somebody using it before. I heard of a guy in Ireland doing it, using it in Donegal somewhere. My beet harvester has a capacity of 2,000 litres. It's not big by any stretch of the imagination. So most of the time I'm going to be probably unloading the damn thing. And we get €20,462 per load. That is an astonishing amount of money, and I am just never going to complain when I can get €20,000 a load from anything. I mean, you can see the prices there. The closest we would get would be silage at 805 per 1,000 litres. We're almost double that with compost. And once we get, bigger fields, number one, and then bigger equipment and bigger trailers, we will be set, absolutely set to make big money. And I do want to start working not immediately, but I do want to start working on getting the biogas plant working again. It has been out of use for a while, so it may require a small bit of tinkering, and I'll when I'm getting ready to set it up, I'll go over and have a look and see if it's actually going to function straight away, or if I'm going to have to do anything specific to it. But the local grid will be quite happy having renewable energy. And I'll be getting I'll be taking the waste products away and using them on the fields. So it's win-win. I get more organic fertilizer. The locals get more electricity, and cheaper electricity. It will cut the costs for them. That's kind of part of the deal that was struck up with the electricity companies, that I try and get the old BGA running again. And that's fine by me. They'll actually pay me for the silage I put in for my troubles. And it's going to depend on demand. Right now there's a bit of demand. You can see the electricity company is willing to pay €805 per 1,000 litres of silage I put in. I just don't have the silage to put in right now, so I'm gonna have to miss out on that. But once we do get a forage harvester and some sort of silage setup ready, I will be taking full advantage of that opportunity. I'll probably have a field full-time set in corn, or yeah, probably corn. I'll make silage out of for the BGA. When I get the cows, it'll be grass silage, because that is... cows just seem to prefer grass silage, and it makes better beef, makes better milk, it's all around better. And the herd will be a milk herd, so the milk will be slightly higher quality than if they were... Yeah, it's all down to personal preference, really, with a milk herd, but I find that grass silage ends up with better quality milk. It's slightly higher fat content, but it actually does taste better, in my opinion. So I'll be going with as much grass feeding as I can. Obviously we'll be taking mixed rations and whatnot, but yeah, I'll be going as grass heavy as I can with the cows. I might need to seed up field 7 or something in grass just to get enough for the cows, but I'm not going to have much of an issue with that. So by the time you guys see this, it should be Christmas Eve. I think. That's assuming I've got all my dates right. It should be Christmas Eve by the time you guys are seeing this, so if you're planning on coming on your computer tomorrow, I'm going to have another video, 1 hour special. I know I've kind of hinted at that before. No, I'm going to have a 1 hour special tomorrow. At least 1 hour. I can get this now. Lovely. Misc. Conveyor belt. Does this thing have a rear hitch? That would be far too convenient, wouldn't it? I'm going to have it delivered, because I am lazy like that, and the shop will deliver. And I'm gonna want this sent up, please. Thank you very much, guys. They airlifted it out, they're weird. I actually have a helicopter on standby just to airlift equipment. I don't know why. It seems quite wasteful, gonna be honest. But it's helpful if I ever get something stuck, I can just call in their helicopter. I still don't know why they have it. And they can lift anything with that thing, it's huge. Unfortunately they don't like me recording their helicopter, so you guys won't ever get to see it. It's one of those helicopters with 2 sets of rotors. I think it's ex-military. It could actually potentially, it could still be military for all I know. And yeah, they've got use of it for some reason. If I really wanted, I could order in a tank and they'd probably airlift it. But no, it's just going to be used. I'm going to use it for smaller equipment. Fallout equipment? No. I'm going to use it to airlift in my fallout shelter for when nuclear war strikes, when China goes insane and North Korea decides, hey look, we'll use our 1 nuke. So yeah, just gonna sell the compost. We should be the conveyor belt is going to be helpful. That's going to make selling compost a lot easier. It's going to make filling the compost master a lot easier as well. The madmen in their hot air balloon are still just kind of hovering ominously over the farm, and that is really quite worrying in a way. So there's the why did they put it there? That is a really horrible place to put it. I don't know if there's much left in this, but we'll empty it out. Should be almost empty now. Yep. That's everything from there, so now let's actually the Deutz has... I did fill up the shovel on the Deutz and then just turn it off, so there should be 1, shovel loading the Deutz. Just leave the T7 on for the time being. Yep, there's a shovel loading the Deutz. So we can use this to move the conveyor into place. Just ignore me driving through this stuff. We can use the Deutz to move the conveyor into place, and then all we'll really have to do after that is drive the New Holland under it, and everything will be wonderful. Now this is going to cause some funky things to happen with the front loader, because unfortunately the controls are mapped a bit weird, so this is going to cause some weird front loader things to start happening. Just ignore them as we hit J. Hold down J here. Ah yes, there's an invisible post there, I forgot. How could I forget about the invisible post? I could really do with moving it more centrally between these two piles so it gets into both triggers. Hopefully there's not an invisible post here. That should do. And if we hit that, 2,000 meters, that's lovely. Don't know where the posts are because they're invisible. There's one. There's another. I think I managed to get stuck between two of them. So maybe if I try this way. The Deutz is now stuck. I won't need that for a while anyway, I'll get it airlifted out later. So now, what we need to do is there's a helpful little laser line on the conveyor belt. Tells us exactly where we need the trailer to be. Let's just drive under it. And it fills up our trailer all nice like, so that we can drive down to the garden centre and get rid of the compost very quickly. You know, I'm almost tempted to buy a second conveyor just so that I can have two stockpiles going on. I don't know. I mean, the advantage of a second conveyor would be that I can get trailers filled twice as quickly. Or I could have one permanently on grass. The downside would be I'd have two conveyor belts to lug around if I ever wanted to use them for something else. I could also, in theory, use them to... well, that's an idea. What I could do, in theory, is actually just dump the beets on field when I'm harvesting, or near the field. Obviously I'll put them into a trailer and then see if I can find a spot to put them. And I can use a conveyor belt to actually move the beets away from the field afterwards at a later date, so that I can move it as much as possible in one go. Now I'm also thinking of using a different strategy, and it really depends on how much money I can get from the compost now. And this video, by the way, will go on until all the compost is gone. I'm not going to stick to a time limit today because there's a lot of work to do, and I want to try and get it all done, as much of it done on camera as I can before we start on the beets. So this could be, it won't be an hour long, but it will be probably more than the usual half hour. Okay, I need to price out what I want. because I want in tippers, I believe. So that's 18,000 litres, that's 20,000. And then I want, I believe it's in Misk, nope. Where would it be? Dollies? No. Sales? No. Wheel loaders for some reason? No. Handlers? No. Skid steers? No. It's not in forestry equipment, it's not in weights, not in auger wagons, not in feeding tech. Bailing tech? No. Where is it? It's been so long since I've actually looked for it that I can't remember where it is. No. Ah, there it is. I missed it the last time. So I'll need at least 75,000 if I want the smaller option here. If I can get 95,000, I can get two of these guys on the run. I'm going to get this hook lift trailer. This is a plan anyway. This hook lift trailer and then a couple of these skips so that I can put one on either side of the field, hopefully. And that way I can get a bit more storage in for a nominal fee, really. Well, it's more expensive than the trailers I have. However, it's really a value argument. It's €20,000, well, €55,000 for a trailer of a trailer of some description that can potentially do anything, and then I'll just have to pay smaller fees for attachments to it. So I can use it for manure, I can use it for slurry, I can use it for grains, beets, potatoes, whatever I want to do on the farm. And out of character real quick, with the modifications I've made to the multi-fruit mod, I can use it to cart around the compost, which means I'll actually get slightly more compost into the trailer. Now I am planning on keeping I'm planning on keeping the LS11 style trailer. That's just because it's got manure set as a fill type, and when I get the cows I'll be using that to cart manure up to the farm as well. And I'll probably plonk the manure pile down there where I've got no storage option. Well, I've got vehicles parked up there at the moment, but that's going to be I think manure storage, and I'll have a conveyor belt set down there. So filling up again, and I hope it's taken from both piles. It is. Lovely. Looks like we've got another fill and a half maybe left. So I don't think we're going to get 95,000. We might. 5071. It'll be hard pressed to get the 75 that I'd like. Don't quite have access to extra funds, which is a bit of a shame. I'll have to make do, I guess. Yeah, I'll have to make do with what I got. Now let me think, what's the next item on the agenda in terms of purchases? I want to get another field. Because more fields means more crops, means more money. Yes, it does mean more money going out, because I will need to sort out the soil conditions for the field and seed it up entirely. However, I have access to some grass seed that is perennial, and it doesn't proliferate at all. It just the ground, if I cultivate it under, it goes away. So what I might do, and what I'm thinking of doing, and this is my theory, is if I buy another field and seed it with that grass seed. Now, what's more important though, is it, do I want another field or better tillage equipment? I know a lot of you will say, oh, it's arable, it's tillage. I'm from Ireland, it's tillage for me. You till the land and you grow the grain. I'm going to look at better tillage equipment real quick. So, let's see. The seeder we have at the moment is this, 2.7 meters. Now what we could do is upgrade to a 3 meter seeder, which has a far greater capacity. We could also upgrade to a 6 meter seeder. In terms of cultivators, I think that's going to be number one priority, because we have a 2.5 meter at the moment. I think I'm going to go with the top down 500, and in fact, yes, I'm going to pull that trigger now, and I think I'm making the right decision here, because I know some of you are probably going to criticize me for doing this. If I can get the fields done faster, then it means I'm spending less on fuel. Now I will have to use the T7 here to do the fields, and this thing absolutely guzzles fuel. I filled it up with 6.8 hours use on it, and it's up to 9 hours now, and it's down to about half a tank. This thing just loves fuel. It will drink fuel. How much is... what's a smallish field? I'm thinking field 6 here might be worth getting. So I'm just going to pull up here real quick and check the price. I'm going to check field 8. So that is 134,200. I'm going to check field 8 on the way back down. Field 5 is huge, so I'm expecting a fittingly large price tag on this. 345,400. Okay, so land prices here are obviously quite high. Yeah, okay. So new fields is going to be priority number 2. I'm going to work on... I think now I've got the equipment that I can get another field. Because with the next load of compost, if it's a full load, I can get the Vederstad Rapide 6 meter seeder, which means I'll basically be able to seed twice as quickly. Cultivation will still take a little while because it's only a 4.8 meter cultivator. That's not all of it, is it? It's not. Has it turned itself off? It has, you know. I'm gonna cheat some over here and try and get this thing unstuck, because now I do need this thing. Okay, let's see what I'm stuck between here. Oh. Ah, it was off to the side. Now, fortunately, I'm not planning on using GPS mod anytime soon, because what I've just done actually breaks the GPS mod, because they use the same drawing mechanics. They draw using the same methods, and if I use the F5, it completely breaks GPS. Okay, so I'm gonna swing this off to the left. No. Right. Like so. And attach it. And just whoops. Oh, that was dumb. Okay, so I've accidentally destroyed some compost there, which that's not good. So this should be enough to load it up entirely. Or at least get rid of the... Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, let's get into the Massey because that doesn't have a front loader on it. This thing won't cause any issues with the compost pile. See, now I'm running into issues because that pile is getting quite low, and I have to bring this up again. Can I squeeze the Massey in so I can pull that forward just the tiniest skosh? Yes, 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 yes. It has the correct attacher as well. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so I need to just pull this forward a tiny bit. Actually, quite a lot, as it turns out. You'll have to excuse the poor frame rate. The game is drawing quite a lot at the moment. Because it is drawing all the vehicles and equipment and crops and whatever, as well as all of the wireframes for all of the items. So every boundary box in this area is currently being drawn, which does mean the frame rate is getting a bit of a hit. Is that everything? That's everything. Okay, so we're back up to solid 30 up, yes. Ooh! Ooh, that's a lot less than I wanted. I don't know if I'll be able to afford the cedar. On the bright side, I'll be able to get cultivation done rather sharpish. That could prove problematic. That could prove really problematic. Now, of course, what I can do is I can get some sort of weird circle going on where I unload a load of grass into the compost master and then take a load of compost out until I got enough for the cedar and then just stockpile the rest. And I'm going to stockpile the rest in a different area now. I think I'm going to do it in the area I've currently got some equipment stored. Just because it's going to mean for easier unloading, there's no invisible fences that I forgot to get rid of. And yes, I'm going to admit to that cock up when I was editing the map. And I'm not going to edit the map. I might edit the map again to fix it. I'm going to admit to that cock up. I didn't see the invisible fences. Because why would I? I might re-edit the map just to get rid of them. Well, knock them below the ground. But I'm not 100% sure. Okay. Now it's time for the moment of truth. Will we get enough money out of this? We need 18,500. 18,500 is the magic number. We need 52,000. 3,000 short. Can we take out a loan? We cannot take out a loan. Nuts. I guess we'll go on a weird circle. In fact, I won't even bore you with the weird circle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a second... Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to get a second conveyor belt. Like so. And get it brought up to the farm. There we go. And I'm going to use that to load the grass into this trailer, most likely. The grass from this trailer will then be unloaded into the compost master. I'll make... now obviously this is once the compost master is full for the first time. I'm not going to unload it for a little while. I want to try and get the price back up a bit. A bit of unloading we did do will unfortunately knock the price. I know that 100% for certain the price will drop from 1411.2. 1411.2? It was 1408.5 before, wasn't it? So it's actually risen up because I put some... I wonder if there's any compost left in the compost master. I don't think so, because I went and windrowed after I did that field. I'm gonna check. And I know that I want to swap out the forage wagons. Hang on a moment. The forage wagon I have is 27,000. It's gonna be about 18,000 I get from that. The one I want to buy is 15,650. So let's buy that. Okay. So, new plan. New money-making plan here. Now I know that forage wagon is going to cause problems. The one that I have just bought. But, and this is out of character entirely here, I know it's going to cause problems because I do have to replace the knives and whatnot on it. However, it is more realistic. So what I'm going to do is this Euroboss was just... honestly, I think it was a mistake. I wanted the easier option, which I should have taken on Moray Bay, but I took the more difficult option. And I'm going to just quickly check if there's anything left in this. I doubt it. 9,005? Okay, so we should get about 16,000, which will bring us up above where we were. Then if we reattach the Marshall, and this is going to be... oh, good God, you're going to get three very interesting videos in the next few starting today. Well, not today, because tomorrow's video is actually quite average. Knuston's going to be very interesting. So, we're going to sell this, we're probably going to get about 18,000 for it. We paid 15,650 for the Mangala, which means we're going to actually make a slight profit overall from doing this. Now, if I can... Whoa! Hang on a second. I wonder if I can do this. I might not be able to, because this isn't normally able to take crops. And I don't have it programmed in as a crop. Huh. I'm going to try something very, very cheeky right here. And I have honestly I have no idea if this is going to work. If it does, I will be absolutely thrilled. Because I got the compost soil programmed in as manure. Probably in our packings bin. Oh my God, this works. Oh, yes. Oh, that has made me so happy. That has made the video for me. Okay. So let's get down here, set off the compost, and I genuinely have a big smile on my face right now. Let's sell off the compost and then sell off the Eurobus, and we'll pick up the Mengele, and we'll get started on the big square field off to the right at the moment. That's a bit closer to the farm. It's going to be a bit easier to transport to and from. But if I do need to do any off-camera work, it will be on the farther fields, which means it'll be slightly less boring. Seriously, those far fields are just kind of drop the header, drive about for a bit, and then most of the time is transporting and unloading. And it'll be actually probably a bit worse with the Mengele, because that thing, it's not the quickest unloading piece of equipment in the world, and I'm almost entirely certain I'm going to have to refuel the tractor again. An unfortunate thing with the New Holland pack that I've noticed, and I don't know if this is intentional or not, or realistic or not, but an unfortunate thing I've noticed is that the fuel does seem to come down very, very quickly. It seems to be about 3 or 4, maybe 5 hours of fill. Now that might be realistic, I don't know. It does seem a tad bit quick to me. Now, under normal circumstances I would clean the Eurobus, but I don't have I don't have a power washer, so I can't. Once I get a power washer, all equipment that I sell will be washed first. Let's get rid of that. 33, 34, 35. Yes, we're guaranteed now to have enough money. 12,709, yep. We are, I think we will now have enough to buy the 6-meter seeder, which means that our next purchase after that, excluding any knives or equipment for the Mengele, which that's going to have to be a thing, unfortunately. But our next purchase after that, and I'm gonna completely forgot I had this mod installed. Attach. I'm gonna be using it almost immediately, so attach the PDO. Let's get rid of this. That was the wrong button. I've got teleported through a wall. That's the buy. This is the sell. 16.2, 55.2. Yes. So then we go. Actually, gonna go into mods here. I'm gonna buy this Vaderstad Rapide A600S. There's a logic behind buying that one as opposed to the normal in-game one, and the logic is this thing is hard-coded to take seeds to, which conveniently is the fill type that the Seedmaster creates. So let's dive down. So we have a brand new set of knives on the Mengele, at least. Brand new Mengele. And what we're going to do with this, and this is convenient, for one reason only, it is 25,000 litres per load, and the Compost Master has a 100,000 litre capacity. Now what does that mean in terms of convenience? It means 4 loads from this, 1 load in the Compost Master. 1 full load. So, this way-ish. I'm taking the long way around, nuts. I'm going to get to the field and end the video there. When I come back on Thursday, today is not Christmas Eve, the next video is Christmas Eve. Silly me. When I come back on Thursday, it will be Christmas Eve. I will have music, and you can guess the theme already. It is gonna be Christmas themed. everybody gotta have a bit of cheer. You might not have had the best December, you might not have had the best run up to Christmas. I know I haven't, but it is that time of year where you just... It's impossible to not have a smile on your face. It is just... It is one of my favourite days of the year. My birthday being the other favourite, which nobody seems to know. I put it up on Twitter, and I think a day or two after my birthday, and nobody seems to have noticed. I'm not gonna reveal it on video though. So if you want to find my birthday, you will have to look. What was I saying? Yes, Christmas. It is just one of those days where you have to feel happy. It's not, the law, but I think just if you're sad on Christmas, something is very, very wrong. Yes, you might not have had a good year, but if you haven't had a good year, Christmas is kind of the indication the year is coming to an end. You've got a new beginning ahead of you. So be happy. You've got a whole new year, whole new start, whole new everything. Have a whole new outlook on life in 2016. That's my plan. You've seen in when I've had my webcam on. By the way, I'm hoping I'm getting a new one soon, because the one that I bought for videos, and it's crap. I'm hoping I'm getting a better one, whether it's a present or a purchase. I don't know yet, but I'm planning on getting a better one. But you've seen I'm not a healthy weight. Let's put it that way. 2016 is going to be the year that I start walking more, I start eating less, and I'm going to end 2015 with a bang. I've got tons of sweets and crap, because if you're going to go on a diet, end the year with... If you're going to go on a diet in a year, end the year with a bang. But yeah, 2016, I am planning on having a new beginning. I'm planning on losing weight and getting healthy again. I was healthy when I was a small child, and literally one summer I just didn't move from the couch, and that was the beginning of me being overweight, essentially. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it here. I'll see you again on Thursday, when we will have some Christmas music playing, and I've got some fields to work on. So until then, stay safe, and goodbye.